This is my audience here today. My brother is filming today. Alright, my name is Kaylee, and today I will be speaking with you about some issues with global warming and what we can do to help reduce it. Global warming is a big issue in our environment, and it's caused by multiple things. NASA states that the Earth's climate has changed drastically in the last 650,000 years, and there have been 7 cycles of glacial advance and retreat, which ended the last ice age 7,000 years ago, marking the beginning of the modern climate era and human civilization. Most climate changes are due to small variations in Earth's orbit that changes the amount of solar energy our planet receives. NASA said global warming is of a particular significance because it is most likely human-induced. Satellites that orbit the Earth capture different information, and after analyzing that information, it reveals there are many signals of climate change. Some evidence includes sea levels have rose 6.7 inches in the last century, and the rising rate in the last decade has nearly doubled that of the last century. Global temperatures are also rising across the world. 3 major global temperature reconstructions show that Earth has warmed since 1980, and most of the warming has occurred since the 70s. 20 of the warmest years have occurred since 1981, and 10 of the warmest years have occurred in the last 12 years. Oceans have absorbed a lot of heat, and from 2,000 feet from the surface of the ocean down, it has warmed 0.302 degrees Fahrenheit since 1969. Glaciers are retreating everywhere around the world, including the Alps Mountains, the Himalayas, Rockies, in Alaska, and Africa. NASA states that climate scientists agree that the main cause of global warming is human expansion of the greenhouse effect, which is warming that results when the atmosphere traps heat radiating from the Earth going towards space. Gases that contribute to the greenhouse effect include water vapor, carbon dioxide, methane, and nitrous oxide. Water vapor is the most abundant of the gases. It acts as a feedback to the climate. As the water vapor increases, the Earth's atmosphere warms, which adds possibility to precipitation and rain clouds, which makes this one of the most important feedbacks to the greenhouse effect. Carbon dioxide is a minor but important component of the atmosphere, and this is released through natural processes such as respiration and volcano eruptions, and some human activities which include deforestation, land use changes, burning of fossil fuels. Humans have increased the atmospheric carbon dioxide by 1/3 since the Industrial Revolution began. Methane gas is a hydrocarbon gas produced by natural sources and some human activity, like decomposition of waste at landfills, agriculture, ruminant digestion, and manure management related to domestic livestock. Methane is a far more active gas than carbon dioxide, but it is also less abundant. Nitrous oxide is the most powerful of the greenhouse gases, and it's produced by soil cultivation practices, fossil fuel combustion, nitric acid production, and biomass burning. Human activities are changing the natural greenhouse effect by clearing of land for agriculture, industry, and other activities have increased condensation of the greenhouse effect. Some effects of global warming are rising temperatures, aren't waiting, and they're happening now. Heat isn't only melting the ice and glaciers, it is shifting precipitation patterns and setting animals on the moon. National Geographic states that changes are already happening and having an impact on the world. Some examples are ice is melting worldwide, especially at the Earth's north and south poles. Researcher Bill Fraser has tracked a decline in penguins in Antarctica, and the numbers have fallen from 32,000 to 11,000 in the last 30 years. Sea levels rise and become faster over the last century, and precipitation has increased across the globe. Other things could happen if the warming continues, and some of these things include sea levels expecting to rise 7 to 23 inches by the end of this century. Hurricanes and other natural storms are going to more than likely become stronger. Species that depend on one another may become at of sync. Example includes plants bloom earlier than their pollinating insects become active, and floods and droughts will become more common. Also, diseases will spread like malaria, carried by mosquitoes. As you can see, there are lots of causes and effects to global warming, and here is a few ways we can help that. The NRDC says that the simple, biggest way to help is to speak up about it, whether it be voicing your concerns on social media or telling maybe the mayor of your town, say, you're sending a message that you care about global warming and the Earth. You can also power your homes with renewable energy and choose a company that generates half or most of its power through solar power and wind power. If that's not possible for you, you can take a look at your bill, and some utilities now offer more supportive ways to get renewable sources on their monthly statements. The EPA states other ways to help reduce global warming is by using water efficiently, purchasing a fuel-efficient vehicle, and using renewable fuels. In conclusion, you can see that global warming is a pretty big issue in our environment, and if continued, it could do even more damage to our environment. I feel our world is a great place, and it should be taken care of. Now, you should ask yourself, what can you do to help global warming?